Can I have one thing, which is our colleague Mike Wheeler at lunch asked a question about improvisation. And so I guess the corollary to this is how much of it is planning and how much of it is improvisation?
The difference in strategy and tactics are critical here. And you have to decide right away whether you're going to go for an overall settlement or go at it step by step. And circumstances could lead you in either direction. You can go for confidence-building measures, step by step, or you can say, look, here are all the major issues. Where they're on the table. Let's try to fix them all up in what people like Graham Allison like to call grand bargains or global bargains. Either way, you're going to have to do some improvisation as you go along in the negotiations. And as I've said, negotiations are like jazz. They're an improvisation on a theme. You've got to know where you're going. And then you may have to settle for less than 100%. Remember, in Bosnia, we were not a principal. We were not being attacked. We were not in the position we're in Iraq. We were trying to force both sides into an agreement. We were basically doing what in a better world the UN would have done, but in this case the UN was incapable of doing. And we had also walked out of these negotiations in 1991 saying it was up to the Europeans to fix it. So when we came back in with all the prestige and clout of the United States enhanced by bombing, our goal was to find an agreement that all three parties could accept. It did not matter to the United States whether the final outcome would have one country, two countries, three countries, the details. What it mattered was it would be acceptable to the parties and I want to stress this, enforceable. That agreement minus the enforcement mechanisms wouldn't have held. It wouldn't have held. And in fact, the early failure to enforce rigorously was the most serious of all the mistakes that was made and the most unforgivable.